Welcome back to WorldBox. Today I've come up with a creative new way to torture virtual people. Let's begin. First, let's make a giant circular island. Wow, what's this? A perfect circle? Completely perfect on the first try? Wow, that's impressive. Next, we're gonna make it a specific biome. Let's do birch. I kinda like birch, you know? And then before we do anything else, we gotta turn off erosion and grass growing, as well as all this crap. Okay, now let's spawn 4 kingdoms, shall we? And I'm thinking we just use the regular ones today, you know? It's been a little while. We've been kind of ignoring them in favor of all these cool new ones. And it's time to bring them back, you know? The good old humans, the good old elves, the good old dwarves, and gosh, I still hate these guys. Alright, we've got a pretty innocent looking world here. Just a big old ball of birch and 4 default kingdoms. How could this possibly go wrong? Well, unfortunately, something has to go wrong, otherwise this wouldn't be a very good video, now would it? You see, along the edge of the map we're gonna place a bunch of rats. Just a lot of rats. All along the edge of the map. There we go. A complete circle of rats around the edge of the world. Isn't that fun? Now, we select Ratus, our new subspecies here, and we make it so they like to eat grass and they like to eat dirt. And also that they get really hungry really fast. And yeah, that's all. Also, let's make them blue. That's pretty funny. Blue rats. That's hilarious. Okay, let's begin, shall we? They're not hungry yet, but they have already realized that the world that they're standing on is made of food. Or at least it's made of the thing that they like to eat most. Grass, and underneath is dirt. Look at that, the first square has been eaten. Also, why are there red rats? Oh, these are just babies? Okay. They are red now, but they will grow to be blue. That's just how life works. Alright, let's also help out the kingdoms here. Let's spawn some trees because they're having a little rough time getting started, I think. There you go. And maybe some plants while we're at it. And maybe just like a few berry bushes. There you go. Okay, let's continue. Let's also change the color of the humans here because we can't have 2 red kingdoms. There we go. Alright, humans, how's it going? You enjoying your average, normal, peaceful world? I don't even think I want there to be any wars in this video. I mean, if it happens, then so be it. But we don't necessarily need them. I'm okay with these kingdoms just doing their best to do their best, you know? Despite the problems that they don't even know are gonna happen yet. And that is the world is slowly getting eaten by 1,000 rats. And it looks like this guy right here has been gobbling, man. Look how big he is. How much earth have you eaten? Yikes, man. Even this baby's giant. Wow. Looks like we got a lot of gathering rats up here at the top of the map. Look at that. There's a bunch up here. And then they're kind of scattered down here by the dwarves for some reason. They're all kind of hanging out at the top and then also like the bottom left over here. I don't know why they don't want the grass near the dwarves. Maybe they're just scared of them. I mean, kind of understandable. Not gonna lie, this guy's over here doing math. Yikes, these guys are smart. Terrifying. All right, let's turn the speed up a little bit, shall we? There we go. All right. I'm actually really curious to see how this goes. I really don't know. This is just a lighthearted experimental video. 4 kingdoms live their lives on an island that's slowly being eaten by rats. What a fun idea, huh? I had a dream like this once. It's actually where the idea for this video came from. You don't believe me? Good, I'm lying. Okay, we got a bunch of rats kind of gathering here on the east side, kind of surrounding the elves, but still there's mostly rats on this left side, and the most rat-free area is still around the dwarves, so I don't know why they're in last place. They're the only ones who don't have a ton of rats in their land. I mean, they still got some, obviously. No matter where you go, you're gonna have rats here, but they don't have a ton of them. The humans over here are completely unbothered. 41 population, and they've made several new villages now. That's crazy. Would you be unbothered too? Or heck, knowing you, this is probably normal to you. Just be surrounded by rats all the time? You really should clean your room, man. Disgusting. I'm a little disappointed in the elves though. 31? You're supposed to repopulate really quickly. But then again, the rats are really eating like the land in the middle of this village. Look at that, there's a big old hole right here. That's crazy. You know what's gonna be fun is once the rats eat so much of the land that the ocean starts pouring in. Won't that be fun? Once the rats like chew rivers into this landscape, maybe even cause a tsunami or something. Man, I bet if you turn up the speed, yeah, look at that. This looks like TV static, doesn't it? Do you guys know what TV static is? All right, slow it back down. That looks super funny though. Just like a disease spreading around. Oh, look at that. The rats have gathered in the north part over by the elves now. And now like this bottom half of the map has the least amount of rats. I mean, again, I keep saying that. It's still a lot of rats. It's still too many rats. And the rats are still eating the earth. But there's definitely more rats up here. Look at this. This is ridiculous. They're chomping holes in this island. Guys, don't you realize that you live here too? This is like a Mario Party mini game. You know, you gotta think ahead. You gotta like eat just the edge so that you have more tiles to eat later on. You know, you gotta have a little strategy here. Oh man, yeah, you can tell this top of the map here is getting eaten way faster than everything else. That's bad. That's really bad. All right, slow back down again. Sorry guys, but also why is this side of the map so much tastier to the rats? What's going on here? Like over here, I mean, it doesn't look great, but it looks livable. You just got like a lot of little holes in the world that you just gotta make sure you don't fall into, you know? But over here, it's like chunks. You gotta like walk on these skinny little paths of dirt, and then even then, when you're walking on it, a rat might just eat it right underneath you, and you fall into the void. That's terrifying. We're slowly seeing the water pouring in a little bit here on the edge. Pretty soon it might pour in even more. And for some reason, the kings have the audacity to smirk and look kind of pleased with themselves. I was like, buddy, you live in a world that's slowly being eaten by thousands of rats. I guarantee you don't have things good. And don't get me wrong, I'm all about keeping a positive attitude in the face of adversity. But I don't know, maybe being a little bit realistic would be helpful, you know? Maybe like start moving the dirt around, trying to stop the rats, or maybe like, I hate to suggest it, but like killing the rats would probably be the best course of action here. I don't think it's right. I mean, technically the rats are the majority here, but dang, the humans are doing pretty well. They've got a whole quarter of the map pretty much blued, you know, blued? I don't know what you call that. They've got it. They own it. They moved into it. The pink kingdom, the elves over here, their population's fine, but I think that they're like having a hard time expanding because the land that they do own is rapidly decreasing. Like, look at this farm is like being actively eaten by the rats while they're trying to grow crops. That's got to be frustrating, man. It's like, bro, the wheat is not ready yet. Stop eating the dirt underneath it. Seriously. It's very interesting to see that the rats are actually favoring this part of the map. Like, this is looking so much worse than everywhere else. The elves' population is almost catching up to the humans. In fact, for a second there, they actually were in the lead. I'm surprised by that, but they also just repopulate faster than everyone else, so maybe they'll be able to still make it work. But just keep in mind that this doesn't end well for anyone, except for the rats, and even then, they will eventually run out of stuff to eat. So with that in mind, there's basically no happy ending here. It's just a matter of who is able to get the farthest despite the conditions of their world, and their world quite literally disappearing before their very eyes. Look at this. We got water all the way up the coast, almost to their village now. Pretty soon here, the village is gonna flood. And what are they talking about, huh? Anything good? Oh, they're talking about how they're sleepy? Apparently everyone in this kingdom is sleepy. The rats are like actively laughing at the dwarves and singing in their village. They're just mocking them, dude. It's like as if they're friends, but they have no reason to be friends. Maybe the rats have convinced the people that it's not them eating the world. You know, they're kind of like, oh dang, this is crazy. This keeps happening for some reason, but we're all in this together, you know? Meanwhile, the rats are eating it and then pooping on it, and then someone else comes along and eats that, and it's kind of disgusting to watch, not gonna lie. Look at all this empty void here that water's eventually gonna pour into. There's just a couple tiles that if they get eaten, the water comes in. If someone eats this tile right here, it happens. Oh, this water just poured in. Whoa, nice. Oh man, this is getting rough. It's funny that everyone can kind of walk on the void, at least until it gets filled with water. So we kind of, oh, there it goes. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now this terrain is off limits. When it's a void like this, they can still walk on it, they just can't build on it. But once the water comes in, it's truly inaccessible. So we're seeing it happen a ton over here, but really not anywhere else. The edges are getting eaten slowly, but it looks so bad over here, man. It's unlike anywhere else. These poor elves are doing their best, man. They're in the lead, but their village is like the smallest one out of everyone's because of how much of it's been eaten. Look at this farm here. Where is it? They're trying their best to grow crops, but it's just not working, man. Starting a new village here of all places? Are you sure that's a good idea? Bro, there's no way this works out for you. Okay, whatever, man. They're in the lead. I guess they know better than me. These people are gonna just straight up get closed off from ever getting home. Like, pretty soon, this is just going to be its own island unconnected to the mainland, you know? Let's fast forward a little bit to see if we can watch some water pour in. Ooh, we got our first war. Slow it down. Humans versus orcs. Jeez, I wonder who's going to win this one. Probably the humans if they can get over here, you know what I mean? The rats are just laughing all the while. Meanwhile, the people fight over the little bit of land that's even left. Why is no one dealing with the rats, man? The rats are the real enemy here. You got to get rid of the rats. Alright, congratulations humans, you've cost yourself like half your population just to like what, get more land? They're like looking at this land like, ooh, I gotta get this land. The orcs got the good land. Look at this patch of dirt right here. Nice. All right, orcs are down to the last 7 population, and yeah, look at this over here. See what I'm saying? They started this village over here, but now they're like stuck. This guy's actively starving to death out here because he can't get home. Why did you think that was a good idea, man? And yeah, now the humans, sure, they're gonna win the war with the orcs, but they've now put themselves in last place after the orcs are gone. They used to be in first. Was it worth it to fight the orcs? What are they even doing wrong? I think this is the last orc right here. He's running for his life. He's going, he's getting chased. And they just made peace? Oh, huh? Okay, well, the village is gone, but the king is still here. I guess they said, hey, man, how about this? We destroy your kingdom and we let you live, and then you get to be a king of nothing? I like that he's still king, but there's literally no one else left. He's just a king of a kingdom that doesn't exist. Honestly, I respect that. That's how I feel sometimes. You gotta treat yourself like a king sometimes. Doesn't mean you have to have your own kingdom, you know? Look at that, he's making friends, talking about poop, talking about naps, and just kind of generally sleeping. He's honestly living a really good life now. I know all of his friends and family are dead and his entire kingdom is gone, but he seems very much unbothered by that. Look at that smile. Okay, we are looking at the elves with the smallest kingdom, but somehow the most population, and then somehow the humans with the biggest kingdom, but way the smallest amount of population. And the map is just absolutely falling apart before our eyes, and the elves absolutely have it the worst. Ooh, look at that. More water just poured in. Oh, look at that. The whole thing is just becoming an ocean. That's crazy. Okay, they basically have no kingdom now. Look at this. All their villages are cut off. There's all these like stranded people out here. Even the rats are crying because they can tell that the food's running out. I like this guy out here though. Oh, there's a bunch of guys out here. Look at this. There's like 10 people out here just stranded. And the rats continue to eat the dirt, making it smaller and smaller. Guys, are you stupid? Everyone on this map is really stupid. The people over here are like not bothered at all. They're like still celebrating their birthdays and laughing. And the rats are eating the land that they're standing on, causing themselves to fall in the water. It's honestly pretty crazy to watch. All right, so pretty much half the map is covered in water. We got this middle section here that's looking more and more fragile. It's not looking good. All right, there's just a couple things holding it together. If anyone eats this tile, for example, all this joins the ocean. Someone gonna do it? Someone gonna eat one of these? Anyone? Oh, it looks like, oh, there we go. Someone ate one. Nice. More water. More, oh, a bunch more water. All these parts of the map are becoming unusable and uncrossable. If they could make a transport boat, like if they could make a dock somewhere, that would actually help them a lot because they could still sort of get around. But I don't know if they're gonna be able to do that under these circumstances. Also, have you ever seen this before? A kingdom with 140 population, but they only have 3 squares of land. Oop, 4 squares of land. All right, that's impressive. Oh, back to 2 squares. Oh, a bunch more water just poured in. Look at that. That's crazy. Wow. The world is a sponge at this point, and no one's bothering to declare war because I don't think they can even get to each other anymore. It's looking rough, man. The elves are still in the lead, though. I'm not sure how they haven't all starved yet, but it looks like they're on their way to starvation at this moment. Maybe you guys can start eating dirt too. You ever think about that? This guy doesn't even know what his favorite food is because there just isn't any food to eat. This person's favorite food is bread. Good luck finding bread in this world, bro. Okay, the humans are noticeably dropping in population. The dwarves seem still mostly unbothered. They're still hanging out at about 100 population. And they're all carrying something. It kind of looks like meat, not gonna lie, but I'm not sure where they're getting meat from. A little bit concerning because it's definitely not from the rats, I don't think. Oh, look at that. A ton of water. Oh, that might have changed everything for them. Dang, okay. Oh, look at this. This water just broke through here and cut the humans' village in half. Oh, man. It really is coming down to it. There's so few tiles left that every new tile that gets eaten has a high chance of bringing in more water. Oh, it's kind of cool to watch, honestly. Whoa, that's so cool. I mean, it's not cool for these guys, but whoa, look at that. Whoa, there goes their village. Oh my gosh. Dang, this went downhill so quick. Look at that. They're all scattered now in these little tiny pockets of land. And the most annoying part to these people has got to be that the rats keep eating dirt. And they're still talking about poop and naps. That's crazy. Oh, here comes some more water. Let's see how many rats there are. There's 962 rats right now, which is still about as many as there were at the beginning, but 8,000 of them have died. I'm actually surprised that more rats aren't dying from starvation now with how little actual dirt there is left to eat, but it's still working out for them. Oh, no way, look at this. The humans have no villages. They own no land, but they're all still here, I think. At least the king is here. How's your kingdom doing? Still 47 population with 0 cities and 0 territory. I don't think I've ever had this happen before. I didn't know this even could happen. They still have a kingdom, they just have no land. They don't exist anywhere on the map, they're just wandering. Oh, look at that. The dwarves have managed to find their way. Wait, what the? Why are these humans? Oh, it's a new human kingdom. Okay, they found some land. All right, and it looks like the same thing for the dwarves. It's a new kingdom because the existing ones have lost all their land. It's basically game over, right? I mean, we can easily declare the elves the winners. Like, there really is no winner here, but the elves are the only ones that still have their original village. I actually have no idea how this still counts. Not to mention they are actively just like fighting each other, but I mean, good for them. And look at that, they just declared war on this little tiny human village. Oh, it's gone. You did it. You guys just intimidated them off the map. All right, well, I mean, the elves win. That was actually really cool. But look at the world now. That's crazy. The rats have really eaten everything. This actually played out pretty close to how I was hoping, that the world just kind of slowly turned into Swiss cheese. It just slowly became like an ocean world. Pretty great. Now it would be funny to spawn a bunch of piranhas around the map, wouldn't it? Just a bunch of piranhas. Now they can swim around and eat anyone who falls in the water. How about that? Looks like a lot of them, honestly. These two rats just stuck on this little bit of dirt. Oh, they fell in the water. Oh, the fish are here. Oh my gosh. Swim, buddy, swim. Oh, they got him. What's this guy doing in the water? Where you going, man? What are you doing? You're the king. King of the dwarves. Why are you just swimming around like a maniac? You're lucky there's no fish around, dude. Keep swimming. Get on land. Oh, there's some over here. You're swimming through the dirt. You're insane. Oh, here comes a fish. Ooh, that was a close one, buddy. Oh, look, he just killed a rat. And then he ate the rat's meat. Finally, they're actually going after the rats, dude. It's just a little bit too late, if you ask me. A little bit too late. All right, well, that ends it. Thanks for watching, guys. The elves absolutely win, but I'm not exactly sure what they did right. I think that they just got used to having no land early on, and they just kind of kept this here somehow. I'm not sure what makes this their territory, but I guess it meets all the criteria, and there's no rats on this land to eat it, to make it worse for them. So that's a win, I guess, and a win is a win. But ultimately, everyone loses. Looks like even the rats have kind of starved off. Yeah, look at that. The rats are like all gone. Probably because of the fish, huh? It won't get any worse, at least. There's no more rats to eat the ground. But there's also no way for there to be more dirt. So there you go. All right, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any other fun experiments for me to do like this, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.